Hello, welcome. So we're in January of 2023, and at this time of year I feel like a lot of people are talking about resolutions and goal setting. Now, I love a goal much more so than a resolution. I feel like resolution has a lot of negative connotations about trying to fix things in life, whereas a goal is so much more positive, and I really like setting myself goals at the beginning of the year. So I wanted to talk you through in this video what my main goal for 2023 is in relation to the 4 burners theory. Now, if you haven't heard of the 4 burners theory, then essentially what it is you have a stove with 4 burners, and the theory goes that if you want to be successful in life, then you need to turn off one of these burners. Now, these 4 burners stand for family, work, health, and friends. So the idea is, if you want to be really successful in life, you have to turn off either friends, family, health, or work and concentrate on those other burners. If you want to be really successful, then you have to turn off 2 of those burners. Now, when I first heard this theory, I thought, no way, like there is no way that I could turn off one of those burners even. Like, I love my friends are so important to me. I work and I get a lot of enjoyment from my work, but you know, I have to work to live, to survive. I have to work, so I can't turn that burner off. I have a young family who really need me. I have young children, so I cannot turn that burner off. I don't want to. And then health, you know, who would actively, you know, choose to turn off that burner? And then I thought about it and I realized that, hang on a minute, I have done this already. Unconsciously, I had at least turned very low, you know, the burners for friends and health. So as much as I adore my friends, and I do see my friends, I feel like fairly regularly, the reality is I don't see them anywhere near as much as I used to see them pre-children, because the season of my life is just that my kids are so demanding that I cannot fit everything in. And that's the same for a lot of my friends who also have young children. You know, their season of life is such that they don't have a lot of time to give. So we're kind of in a mutual position where we're seeing each other as much as we can, and we're keeping up, you know, by WhatsApp messages that are sent, you know, 2 weeks after the other sends a message, etc, etc. You know the deal. So the reality was that burner was turned way down low. And then when I realized, I thought, health, yeah, I mean, I turned that burner off. So the reality is I'm not doing anything kind of actively to nurture my health. Now, for the past 6 years, I have either been trying to get pregnant or have been pregnant, and I have been breastfeeding, and I'm still very much in that kind of thick of it in the newborn days with my 3rd child, who just turned 3 months today. So I'm still in the thick of it. I'm breastfeeding, but I feel like I'm very much kind of on the way out of that kind of phase of life in terms of I don't intend to have any more children. I am so happy, I feel so happy, so lucky to have my 3 wonderful children who are aged 4, 2, and 3 months. So I feel like I'm in a position now where I'm kind of moving out of that stage. I'm not going to be getting pregnant again, and I want to sort of work at healing my body, getting stronger, getting healthy for my children, and so that I can be really active with my children and live a kind of long, happy life. So I turn 40 later this year in July, and I don't know about you, but a decade kind of feels like a really pivotal time in life and causes me to kind of really reflect. And I feel really excited to turn 40. I'm very privileged to turn 40, right? But also I really want to go into my 40s as healthy and fit as possible. So January is a time of year where we are bombarded with diet and fitness stuff, and I'm very anti-diet. I have tried lots of diets in the past. I think many of us have, and they don't work. I really feel like they don't work. Not just for me, but I don't see the evidence of them working for a lot of people on a long-term basis. So I'm not going down the kind of Slimming World route. I'm not going to be doing a kind of keto diet kind of thing, and no shade to those who are and feel that it works for them. And I think, you know, you do what works for you, but I absolutely don't want to do any kind of structured diet. So this is not what this is about. And very much my focus is on health in the round. So how I intend to go about achieving my year of health in 2023. Firstly, this may sound absurd given that I have told you I have a 3-month-old, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, but I want to prioritize sleep. So certainly for me, I'm juggling all the things, work, I'm juggling life, and I'm juggling kids, and I'm juggling the house, and my hobby of YouTube, which I want to pour some of my energy into, and that kind of means that I'm often staying up late, and I'm going to bed at the kind of last possible moment, and then I have a baby that's waking up in the night, small children that are waking up in the night and waking up early, and I'm putting myself at the bottom of the pile all the time. And when it comes to sleep, in terms of prioritizing sleep, I'm not setting myself a silly goal of wanting to get 7-8 hours a night, because that won't always happen, but just to get to bed at a reasonable time and to make the most of the time that I do have to sleep, and to switch off technology a good bit of time before sleep, because I find if I'm looking at a screen immediately before I go to bed, then it takes me a while to wind down. So I want to put some effort into prioritizing sleep. I want to drink more water. Drinking water is really important when you're breastfeeding, as I am anyway, but I'm not so great at it, and have been finding that I'm drinking a lot more like fizzy drinks and squash. Although I'm drinking a lot of kind of diet soda drinks, still they're not great for you, they're not as good as water. So I have in the last few days really upped my intake of water, and I found it surprisingly easy actually. It's easier to drink a quantity of water than it is, for me anyway, to drink a quantity of a cordial or squash. So drinking more water, and in that kind of similar kind of area, I want to drink a bit less diet fizzy drinks. I'm not setting myself any silly goal of not drinking any, but just cutting back a bit, because I don't think they are terribly good for me. I really want to prioritize my food, eating a bit better, eating a bit cleaner, cooking more at home, eating less convenience food and takeaways. I really enjoy cooking, and I love how I feel when I'm eating good food. So that is probably one of my number ones, kind of making better food choices and eating less refined sugar, so chocolate, cakes and sweets. And I have quite a sweet tooth, and I do like sweet things generally. Another one of the big things that I want to do and achieve in 2023 is a regular exercise regime. I hate the gym, I really like being outside, so I'm going to be trying to get a walk in every day. I did try last year to do the 1,000 hours outside exercise, and I was doing really well at that, got outside a lot more, but kind of failed when I got to the later stages of pregnancy to get out a bit more, as I was really struggling with my mobility. So yeah, I really want to get out more, and I have the last few days got outside for a walk each day and have really enjoyed that, even though it's been a bit cold and a bit rainy here. I have all the gear and have just put the baby in a carrier and got outside and really love that. As well as walking, I want to do a few at-home workouts. As I said, I really hate the gym, so I'm not going to be wasting my money there. I've recently been following Grow with Jo. I did one of her workouts a couple of days ago and really enjoyed that, so I'm going to be checking out a few more of hers too. I mentioned switching off technology before bed, but in general I want to take more kind of conscious breaks from social media. I'm definitely a social media addict, so that's something that I want to be focusing a bit more attention on in 2023, being more present with my family when I'm with them, and not kind of tuning into social media when it all gets a bit much with the kids, or I get a bit overwhelmed, or I'm a bit tired, which I generally tend to do at the moment. Now, I think I've said, diets don't work for me. This is about health, and I want to focus on health in general, and all of that is really true, but I think it would be remiss of me if I didn't acknowledge that I do want to lose some weight in 2023. I don't think it would be fair of me not to actually acknowledge that that is a conscious goal of mine. So I am technically, my BMI does put me into the overweight category and kind of teetering on the edge of the obese category. I know a lot of people don't hold much weight, excuse the pun, on BMI, but for me, I'm not doing any exercise, I'm not eating particularly well at the moment, and I know that. I know there's plenty of people out there who might be overweight, who are exercising well, who are eating cleanly and are looking after themselves and are healthy at a bigger size, but I am not one of those people. I know that at the moment, with the weight I'm carrying, and certainly in the past when I've been in a similar position, I tend to have higher bad cholesterol when I am living like this. I haven't had my cholesterol tested, but I would be really surprised if my bad cholesterol cholesterol is in a good place right now. So with all that said, you know, for me, I really do, I feel, need for my health to lose some weight. So that is something that I do want to happen in 2023 and as I approach my 40s. So I do really want to go into my 40s feeling fit, feeling healthy, and I don't feel that way at the moment. That said, I do feel really happy, and I think I'm going into this with a much more positive mindset than I have done kind of previous health kicks that I have done in the past. So I certainly feel like in the past I've had quite a negative mindset when I've gone into kind of a health kick. So in the past I've kind of had the mindset of, you know, you need to do this, you're fat, you're lazy, you're being unhealthy, you know, you need a kick up the backside, come on. Real like a negative self-talk. And I've come around to the thinking that, you know, my body is amazing. I have carried 3 children, I have birthed 3 children, I have breastfed 3 children. My body has been through a lot and it has done amazingly well. I am strong, I am running around after my kids, I am there for them, I am up in the middle of the night. My body is amazing that it can do all of these things and does these things so well, and I deserve to look after my body. I deserve to be fit and healthy, and I think that's the mindset really that I want to carry into this. You know, I deserve this, I am strong, I am capable of this, and that I deserve to live the kind of healthiest life that I can, and that I will feel so good for this, and I know I will feel so good for this. So I think for me, you know, going into this with a positive mindset, having those rounded health goals and acknowledging what I want to achieve this year, I'm feeling really motivated, and I think, you know, a large part of that will get me kind of started on this road, and then I'm hoping that over the next month I can build in some really good healthy habits that will then see me through the kind of the next 6 to 12 months and get me in a position that come summer, come the end of this year, I'll be looking back really proud of how far I have come. So I'll keep you updated as to how I go, maybe have a kind of 6-week check-in, see how I'm doing. Let me know what your goals are for this year. Do you have health goals as well? I'd be really interested to hear from you as to what your goals are and how you intend to go about achieving those. Hopefully, like me, you're going to be adopting that positive mindset, because I am absolutely convinced that that is what's going to be the difference for me this time than previous years where I have gone into kind of a health kick with a really negative mindset. I hope you have found this video interesting. If you have, please drop me a like, it really does help, and consider subscribing for more content from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.